Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to duel as a rogue versus feral druids in today's video. I'm going to be using two different builds with two types of mobilities, but the whole idea behind ferals and dueling ferals is to snowball them. That means start getting advantage early, hit them early, and keep holding that advantage. If they ever stop your snowball, really that's where you start to lose. So that's the basic strategy, and I'll get to the rest of the video to what I mean by showing you the clips as well as the talents. Let's get to the talents first thing. Now, for the feral duels, there's two options to run. You can either run Shadow Reflection or Death from Above. The rest of the talents that you see here is what are normally ran: Subterfuge, Combat Readiness, Elusiveness, Internal Bleeding, and Mark for Death. Shadow Reflection and Death from Above are both good depending on which playstyle you enjoy. Death from Above is great for the Vanish Garrote Death from Above in order to deal damage once the wall is down, and Shadow Reflection is great for the double stun and double internal bleeding early on in order to get the snowball effect rolling. When it came to mobility, Shadow Step and Burst of Speed are both viable options. It's preference or choice whichever mobility you enjoy. For the most part, you shouldn't be letting your feral, get too far away from you when you're snowballing on them. If they get too far away and they get a full reset, then you kind of lost the duel as is, so you shouldn't be letting them get out of your way in the first place. So Shadow Step or Burst of Speed, whichever one you prefer for chase and keeping pressure on your target. So that is something you should be doing as a rogue. And now let's get to the actual duels themselves. Now, the feral that I was dueling is Daniel T. Smoke. He's one of the best ferals that I've ever played with. He makes amazing montages, and he duels high-rated players, anywhere between 2200 to 2500 players, and that is the feral that I dueled for this video. And he made a guide of his own how to duel rogues, as well as his POV of some of the duels, so you should definitely check him out. Hit a subscribe. I enjoy his videos, and I'm pretty sure you guys would too. Now, all the duels in real time and with editing you can see on the video in description below. I'll have it down for you guys. That's where I duel Daniel as a rogue versus a feral duelist. But here I'm going to slow down the footage to tell you what's happening. With Shadow Reflection I run Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney, and then I get a Adrenaline Rush up, and I'm trying to go for as much of an insight as I can, spamming Sinner Strike after applying the Revealing and getting Slice and Dice up fully. So Daniel is going to sit in bear form, so I'm just going to wait out until I need to go again more ham, and I'm going to use Vanish in order to do so. I'm going to try to get a Vanish before I have to use Cloak. He stuns me right here, he's going to go for a Clone. I Trinket, I Vanish, Garrote him to make sure he doesn't get any cast off even while in kitty form, and then I Eviscerate him to deal the extra damage. He goes Burst, so I'll pop Evasion. I pretty much just sit on him, trying not to let him get too far away from me, trying not to make sure he doesn't get behind me to stun me, and as it seems like he's going to be getting away from me, I'll go in for a killing spree while he tries to Typhoon me, and I counter the Typhoon. As I'm done with the damage, I Eviscerate, I prep, Vanish, look out for him again, Eviscerate as the bleed's coming out from him, and that's how I won the first duel, is really just keep forcing pressure. Once you have pressure, keep forcing it on. Now the next duel is literally much shorter than the first one, because it just shows you just how much of trucking snowball damage you can get in the first place. Yes, he's sitting in bear, but do not fret, you simply are going to deal damage through the bear form. Yes, you're not going to deal that much, but as long as you're building for that insight, as I built here for moderate insight, I deal plenty amount of damage and finish him off with a kill spree as soon as he goes in cat form with only a few GCDs in order to survive. As you can see, he's literally half health, and I'm popping, the damage buffs and everything. I pop two, kidneys on him, I Vanish, Garrote him in order to make sure he doesn't get any cast off. And as long as you keep forcing pressure, once he goes cat form right here, I'm not letting him run. I'm literally sitting on him. I'm keeping slowed at all times. I'm staying next to him. He tries to juke me in stealth. I hit him. I see that he's going to be drawing away from me. I literally just kill and spree. The snowball is way too real. As long as you get early pressure, literally finishing off a feral is just way too easy. Now for the last duel to show you is to use DFA. In the opener, I cannot go Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney, so I'll go Cheap Shot, Adrenaline Rush, build up for 5 column points, Mark for Death, Kidney, with Revealing Strike on to make sure that internal bleeding is extra strong. Afterwards, I'm just going to pop Wall, which forces Daniel to continue playing defensively. There's no point for him to start building damage onto me, because every time he melees me, I'm just going to stack a huge physical defensive, and I'm just going to sit on him, making sure there's no way he can run away from me. He goes for a stun, starts casting Clone, I Trinket, kick it, I interrupt him so he can't cast nature spells, so he gets forced back to bear, and I get combo points. So I just use him as an Eviscerate in order to keep dealing damage, and as you can see, simply from the amount of pressure I'm putting on Daniel, forcing him to play defensive, not able to go offensive, where he can start getting heals, he's just unable to deal in damage. He goes into Night Elf form for a moment, I Vanish, Garrote him as he does that, I DFA down onto him and take out a chunk of his health again, and I again sit on top of him, making sure that if he does stealth away and try to get away from me, I have Evasion now up as he tries to stun me with Rake. This is really just cycle your defensive cooldowns to stay offensive. Here's Daniel was trying to run away. I would just blind him, seeing if he will trinket. If he does trinket, I still have prep, advantage, evasion ready. I have killing spree ready. I have moderate insight ready. I literally come up to him, sinister strike him just to keep the insight up, and killing spree into him as he's trying to chase away from me. So that's really how you beat a Feral, you guys. This is the only way I know how to. And Daniel is a damn good Feral. He played some 2200 players and above, and dueled them and everything. And the best way I found to beat the Ferals, which I tried another Ferals as well, is to snowball them. Just start dealing early pressure, early damage, and keep it rolling. As long as you're not letting the Feral play and deal damage to you, that means they can't use Nature's Vigil to heal, they can't force defensives out of you, they can't force you to play defensive. It's really simple. It's more like a, it's kind of like, it's a coin, it's a flip of a coin. If you're able to completely snowball on them, you win with almost relative ease. If you're not able to snowball on them, then they have a much bigger advantage on you. So it's not really a fair duel, because it depends on how good can the rogue play. So kind of the Ferals are in the clutches of rogues, especially a combat rogue. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Dalaran. Again, make sure to check out Daniel T. Smoke. He made his own guide on how to beat rogues, played some 2200 rogues as well, and even higher than that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Dalaran. If you had questions how to beat Ferals, hopefully this was the answer for you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.